Hey guys, how's it going everyone? Today we're going to be reading Chapter 3 of Skinny Bitch. Chapter 3. Sugar is the devil. We all know how difficult it is to stay away from sugar, but if you don't exercise, you don't... What is that word? It looks like exercise. I guess it is exorcise. I guess that's the way you do an exorcism, but it looks like exercise, so... Yeah, sorry about that. This demon from your diet, you will never be a skinny bitch. God damn it, I'm never going to be a skinny bitch. Take a look around your kitchen and become aware of all the places the devil is lurking. Probably in the places you would never expect to find him. Read the ingredients of your breakfast cereals, breads, crackers, junk foods, everything. Sugar is like crack, and food manufacturers know that if they add it to their products, they'll keep you coming back for more. What is this evil entity? In its simplest form, it is the juice from a sugarcane plant. A plant, that seems benign, right? And it is, in moderation, ingested in its raw simplest form, but in all enzymes, fiber, vitamins, and minerals are destroyed during the refining process. First, the cane is pressed to extract the juice. Then the juice is boiled so that it will thicken and crystallize. Next, it is centrifuged or spun to remove the syrup. After that, the sugar is washed and filtered to remove any non-sugar materials and to decolorize it. By the way, sugar filters are commonly made of charred animal bones. Nasty. Finally, the sugar is dried and packaged, so you see the refined sugar has no nutritional value, and it's usually in foods that contain globs of fat, lots of useless calories, and loads of cholesterol. So you become addicted to foods because they contain sugar that have a large amount of fat, saturated fat, hydrogenated oils, and calories, refined sugar, and simple carbohydrate. It has been linked to hypoglycemia, yeast overgrowth, check your undies, gross, a weakened immune system, hyperactivity, attention deficit disorder, enlargement of the liver and kidneys, increase of uric acid in the blood, mental and emotional disorders, dental cavities, and imbalance of neurotransmitters in the brain. In addition, refined sugars will make you fat. Excess amounts are stored in the liver as glycogen, but when the liver is too full, in excess amounts are returned to the bloodstream as fatty acids. Guess where those end up? Hip, stomach, thighs, and ass. The sugar industry is a big business in America. The United States is the largest supplier of sugar-laden foods in the world. It's not enough to poison our own citizens. We have to fuck up the rest of the world, too, for a dime. High fructose corn syrup is another badass that finds its way into tons of foods. Manufacturers love its versatility and put it in nearly everything. Juice, soda, beer, yogurt, energy bars, cookies, candies, breads, and even frozen goods. High fructose corn syrup is processed more than sugar and is even sweeter, but it's a friend of the farmer because it's so cheap to produce. Like refined sugar, it has a negative, dramatic effect on our blood sugar levels. According to studies conducted in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, diabetes and obesity are directly linked to eating refined sugar and high fructose corn syrup. We aren't telling you to give up cookies for the rest of your lives. We certainly don't want to start a riot. We are simply suggesting that you substitute a natural, healthier alternative for refined sugar. At the top of the list is agave, nectar, or syrup. This high-nutrient sweetener can actually be beneficial to your health. It doesn't contain any processing chemicals, and the raw version, completely unprocessed, contains vitamins and minerals. It can be used in place of sugar in any product or recipe. Stevia, I think, another winner, is derived from a plant found in Paraguay. The Japanese have been using this wonder sweetener for decades, South Americans for centuries. In fact, it's used by hundreds of millions of people around the world to balance blood sugar levels, reduce cravings for sweets, and aid in digestion. Additionally, it is known for its antimicrobial properties that inhibits the growth of bacteria. Unfortunately, however, it is the most unrecognized sweetener in the United States. This natural herbal sweetener contains no calories, has no glycemic index, meaning it won't alter blood sugar, and is even safe for diabetics. But for some reasons, unknown to intelligent species everywhere, the Food and Drug Administration won't approve stevia for use in food products. Maybe they are sleeping with the sugar industry. Other good substitutes for refined sugar include evaporated cane juice, sucanate, brown rice syrup, barley malt syrup, rapadura syrup, molasses, and blackstrap molasses. Some companies add lard to maple syrup or molasses to reduce foaming, so be sure you're buying 100% pure organic products. Don't shit and piss yourselves. All of those natural sweeteners possess one or more of the following health benefits: enzymes, calcium, iron, potassium, protein, the B vitamins, magnesium, chromium, fiber, and folic acid. Some even contain complex carbohydrates. We're not saying you should eat naturally sweetened cupcakes 3 meals a day. We're saying you can have your cake and eat it. Just use your head regarding the amount of sweets you consume. A drum roll, please, for a few of our favorite sweets: Uncle Eddie's vegan cookies, Tropical Source or Terra Nostra chocolate bars, Oreo knockoffs by Back to Nature or Country Choice, organic Fig Newmans, and all the cookies by Sunflower Baking Company and Alternative Baking Company. Now that you've heard the good news about natural sweeteners, it's time to go all the bad ones. Obviously, refined sugar is bad for you, as is high fructose corn syrup. And in case you had your head up your ass during Chapter 1, stop eating and drinking products that contain aspartame. This includes diet sodas and sugar-free foods that have the NutraSweet or equal. When aspartame was put before the FDA for approval, it was denied 8 times. G.D. Searle, founder of aspartame, tried to get FDA approval in 1973. Clearly, he wasn't bothered by reports from neuroscientist Dr. John Olney and researcher Ann Reynolds, hired by Searle himself, that aspartame was dangerous. Dr. Martha Freedman, a scientist from the FDA Division of Metabolic and Endocrine Drug Products, declared the information submitted for the review is inadequate to permit a scientific evaluation of clinical safety. Freeman recommended that until the safety of aspartame was proven, marketing the product should not be permitted. Alas, her recommendations were ignored somehow. In 1974, Searle got approval to use aspartame in dry foods. However, it wasn't smooth sailing from there. In 1975, the FDA put together a task force to review Searle's testing methods. Task force team leader Philip Brodsky said he had never seen anything as bad as Searle's testing, and called the test results manipulated. Before aspartame actually made it into dry foods, only an attorney and consumer advocate, Jim Turner, filed objections against the approval. In 1977, FDA asked the U.S. Attorney's Office to start grand jury proceedings against Searle for knowingly misrepresenting findings and concealing material facts and making false statements in aspartame safety tests. Shortly after, the U.S. Attorney leading the investigation against Searle was offered a job by the law firm that was representing Searle. Later that same year, he resigned as U.S. Attorney and withdrew from the case, delaying the grand jury's investigation. This caused the statute of limitations on the charges to run out, and the investigation was dropped, and he accepted the job with Searle's law firm. Stunning. In 1980, a review by the Public Board of Inquiry set up by the FDA determined that aspartame should not be approved. The board said it had not been presented with proof of reasonable certainty that aspartame is safe as a food additive. In 1981, new FDA Commissioner Arthur Hall Hayes was appointed. Despite the fact that 3 out of 6 scientists advised against approval, Hayes decided to overrule the scientific review panel and allow aspartame into limited dry goods. In 1983, he got it approved for beverages, even though the National Soft Drink Association urged the FDA to delay approval until further testing could be done. That same year, Hayes left the FDA amid charges of impropriety. The Internal Department of Health and Human Services was investigating Hayes for accepting gratuities from the FDA-regulated companies. He went to work as a consultant for Searle's public relations firm. Interesting, the FDA finally urged Congress to prosecute Searle for giving the government false or incomplete test results on aspartame. However, 2 government attorneys assigned to the case decided not to prosecute. Later, they went to work for the law firm that represented Searle. Fascinating. Despite recognizing 92 different symptoms that could result from ingesting aspartame, the FDA approved it for use without restriction in 1996. Brilliant. So many people have been sickened from this shit that there are aspartame victim support groups. Some 92 side effects listed by the FDA include memory loss, nerve cell damage, migraines, reproductive disorders, mental confusion, brain lesions, blindness, joint pain, Alzheimer's, bloating, nervous system disorders, hair loss, food cravings, and weight gain. Aspartame is a $1 billion industry. The National Justice League has filed a series of lawsuits against food companies using aspartame, claiming they are poisoning the public. In September 2004, a class action lawsuit was filed for $350 million against NutraSweet and the American Diabetics Association. Secretary of Defense Donald Rumsfeld is named in the suit for using political muscle to get aspartame approved by the FDA. NutraSweet and Equal contain aspartame. When ingested, one of aspartame's ingredients, methyl alcohol, converts into formaldehyde, a deadly neurotoxin. In addition to aspartame, Equal contains the amino acid phenylalanine, occurs naturally in the brain, but high levels can increase the chance of seizures and lead to depression and schizophrenia. There are no lesser of the two evils. NutraSweet and equal are both evil. Sweet and low is no saint either, and as an artificial sweetener that contains saccharin or a coal tar compound. Stay away. As we're having so much fun, let's bash the shit out of Splenda, one of the newer sweeteners. Splenda is made by chlorinating sugar, changing its molecular structure. The finished product is called sucralose. The maker of this poison touted out its lack of calories and claimed it's safe for diabetics. The FDA calls sucralose 98% pure. The other 2% contains small amounts of heavy metals, methanol, and arsenic. Well, gee, at least it doesn't have calories, so what if it has a little arsenic? Sucralose has been found to cause diarrhea, organ, genetic, immune system, and reproductive damage, swelling of the liver and kidneys, and a decrease in fetal body weight. What a splendid product! According to Dr. Joseph Mercola in Consumer Research magazine's article, The Potential Dangers of Sucralose, there is no clear-cut evidence that sugar substitutes are useful in weight reduction. On the contrary, there is some evidence that these substances may stimulate appetite. Not only have multiple class action lawsuits been filed, but even the president of the National Sugar Association and the manufacturer of Equal are up in arms about Splenda. They each filed suit claiming that Splenda manufacturers are misleading consumers and that think the product is natural and is a highly processed chemical compound. Do not think the giants behind the artificial sweeteners in the sugar industry suddenly started caring about public health. Splenda's clever marketing is just totally screwing up their sales. But even Executive Director for the Center for Science and the Public Interest, Dr. Michael F. Jacobson, who normally criticizes the National Sugar Association, had to agree. Advertising and labeling, whether for products that are healthful or unhealthful, should be truthful and not misleading. Clearly, artificial sweeteners and refined sugars are bad for many reasons. Here's one more. We have a delicate balancing act occurring in our bodies at all times, pH balance. Basically, every other thing we eat has its own pH balance. When food is digested, it leaves acidic or alkaline ash in the body, depending on the food's mineral content. Surprise, surprise. Artificial sweeteners are highly acid-forming. Coffee, the protein, meat, pasteurized dairy, refined sugars, and fatty foods are too. When our bodies get too acidic, we are more prone to illness. Sometimes we don't even know we're sick until it's too late. We can notice mild maladies like skin problems, allergies, headaches, colds, or yeast infections, or we can experience major trauma, severe damage to our thyroid gland, liver, and adrenal glands. If our pH balance becomes too acidic, our bodies will react to protect themselves. To neutralize the acid, they will take alkalizing minerals from our reserves. If our reserves are low, the body will withdraw minerals from our bones and muscles. If that doesn't scare you, consider this. It's commonly believed that cancer cells thrive in acid environments. Now, logically, you would think that citrus foods that are acidic, but not actually, they enter the body, they are alkalizing. We know this goes against your own head idea, because they seem like they'd be acidic. But they contain potassium and calcium, which are alkalizing minerals. They also have a high percentage of alkaline salts. And all fruits, vegetables, and legumes are alkaline when they enter the body. Other alkalizing foods are sea vegetables, miso, soybeans, and tofu. Fruit, good. Natural sweeteners, good. Refined sugars, bad. Artificial sweeteners, bad. Any questions? That was Chapter 3. I will see you guys in Chapter 4. Have a great day. Like, comment, and subscribe.